And sisters and children of all ages, it's great to be with you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I know I'd planned for 7:26, the time of our pazo, but it took me a little longer to get set up tonight. I'm just going to do a quick video here, and then I'm going to come right back for an open chat time because I kind of want to do both, but I know that if I make the video too long, then people won't watch who just want to get the update side of it. So, okay, so I'm going to do an update. Basically, I'm adding to the last videos, the previous videos that I've done, but specifically the last one, I added a lot in the comments, and I never, I just think people don't see the comments. And so I'm like, I really should just do a quick update video just to talk about those things. And then I just want to open up the chat if you guys want to talk about anything. And I thought during the chat time, I could kind of go over all the different facts about our Pazo that we've looked at up, through the last year, through the last decade, just kind of looking at different things as we kind of talk about different things. If anybody's open to that, if anybody wants to do that, I just figured this is such an exciting time with the blood moon right around the corner, and we may be going home tomorrow. So it's just an exciting time. And I thought, well, we should open it up for some chat time, and we can all kind of hang out together a little bit and just rap on this. My name is Makayo. That guy giving you the glare in the picture there, I'm not sure who he is. That's me, and that's me in my music world. And one great way you can help the channel and encourage me a lot, you see where it says it has a big donut next to monthly listeners? If you just go on there and listen once a month so that it doesn't look like a donut, that would really encourage me a lot. I just this is my first upload to Spotify and the rest of the world, so I'm releasing it tomorrow. It comes out at midnight tonight, so my first release. So if you wouldn't mind checking that out, let me know what you think. It's kind of laid-back rock style is what I'm doing right now. So if you wouldn't mind checking that out, like I say, it's my first upload, so that's why I don't have any monthly listeners yet. I don't have any followers on there, so if you wouldn't mind breaking the ice on that, that would really encourage me a lot. Okay, cool. Let's dive into the update tonight. And give me a shout out there, Mia, our bass, and Freya. Woohoo! Thanks for breaking the good old chat box there. I appreciate that. And like I say, I'm going to come back and do another chat session here if anybody's interested. Just want to make myself available for that because I want to talk about it. I think it's exciting, and hopefully you do too. All right, let's dive in here today. So I wanted to really quickly just kind of go over the comments that I put in the last video because I know nobody really looks at those. And there's some good stuff in here. So I wanted to kind of flesh this out a little bit as sort of an update. And if you guys have any things you want to share, hey, Freya, thumbs up. All right, appreciate it. And would love to hear your feedback and thoughts on that too. So let me just rumble through these real quick, and hopefully I can get through them in less than 10 minutes here so that more people will see it. And then I'll come back for a chat time if anybody's game for that, and we can just kind of rap all night, or not quite all night, but for a longer than 10 minutes at least. All right, cool. So check this out. I don't know if you can read this on the screen, but I'm going to just kind of go over these real quick. So in Daniel 12:12, now, before I kick into this, let's just quickly review. Let's take a look at, where is it? I think it's right here. All right, check this out, guys. So the blood moon, man. The blood moon is rising. Man, this is exciting. Are you guys excited? This is an exciting time. I mean, even if Jesus were not to come, I mean, we all want him to come back. We all want to go to heaven right now. We all want to hit the Arpazo, right? So we're all hoping that's what's gonna happen this weekend. But even if that wasn't to happen, you gotta admit this is an exciting time, right? You gotta admit this is an exciting time. I mean, all the things that are coming together right now, it just blows your mind. And frankly, if he doesn't come back during this time, I just can't imagine a better time. I really can't. I mean, maybe he's gonna reveal something amazing. We'll be like, oh, it was July, it was August. Like, I can't see what that's gonna be. And I know none of us want it to be then, but I really don't see anything else that points to such an amazing time. And if you look here at this 12:11, it says here on this greatest eclipse, imagine that being 12:12, right? Because they happen to put 12:11, but we're 1 minute off. I mean, could it maybe be 12:12? Because remember, in Daniel, right, we talked about last time, is Daniel 12:12. right? As blessed is the one who waits for and reaches the end of the 1335 days. And 12:12, as we know, I mean, 12:12 is like perfect, God's perfect completion of, the 12 apostles, the 12 tribes of Israel. And so I just thought, is it really 12:11 or is it really 12:12? And we know 12 times 12 is 144, which we talked about in the last video, being 144 days. We're 144 days. So we're 1335 days from Yom Kippur, guys. From Yom Kippur to Yom Kippur. It's 1335 days, as it says in this first comment here. It's a complete 4 years from Yom Kippur to Yom Kippur. How do you get it? How does it get to be like that? That's too amazing. Okay, that is too amazing. 4 years from Yom Kippur, from day to day. Are you telling me? Okay, that blows your mind. And then 12:12, Daniel says 12. So we got the 1335 days exactly, and then we got the 144 of 12:12 from Daniel. So Daniel 12:12 is being fulfilled right before our eyes. So if nothing happens, that in itself is amazing. Okay, that's just amazing that those can line up so perfectly like that. Okay, something I didn't talk about in the last video that I meant to mention, because I know whenever I race through, like I'm racing through right now, I'm probably going to forget stuff. And if I ever forget stuff, which I probably will, go back and check the comments, because I'll go, I forgot to mention that, and I'll put it in the pinned comment on the video. So go check that out. But look at this. In Daniel 32, okay, I was talking last time about how related to, because this is what they read the same day that they saw the the Revelation 12 sign back in 2017, September 23rd. It's the same day. This is the reading, was Deuteronomy 32, and they talk about, it's basically talking about the wrath of God coming upon the earth, and talking about him raising the dead, or touching the dead as well. And here, I forgot to mention, it also talks about the venom of vipers. It says, I will send wasting famine against them, consuming pestilence and deadly plague. I will send against them the fangs of wild beasts, the venom of vipers that glide in the dust. And if you go down a little further, here it says, their wine is the venom of serpents, the deadly poison of cobras. Whoa. Now, this is 2018, guys. This is before everybody started drinking the poison of cobras, okay? And being accosted, I'll say, with the venom of serpents, if you know what I'm saying. So can you believe that? It's right there in 2018. He's saying their wine, like they love it. They just love, and that's what you have, the insanity of people just love it. Give it to me. And that's what they're saying right now. So I thought that was very interesting as well. Just happens to be in that same chapter there. All right, real quick, let's see. Jesus' birth happens to be on the same day. Okay, we talked about this. Go back and look at the Day No One Knows a video that I did on the Day No One Knows over at my channel, Mikhail Messenger, and you'll see a video there about, let's see. It may not show up right here, but it's basically, if you go down this line, you'll see it's got a pregnant woman on the front, a silhouette there, and we talk all about the birth of Jesus. But one of the things that's interesting about that is that it could be that Christ was born at the same time as his death. And we talked about this in the last video too, that he may have been actually resurrected, born from the dead the same day he was born into this world, or at the same time period, because that also lines up with the Passover lamb. The Passover lamb was sacrificed roughly a year from their birth date. So it's kind of a similar thing there for him to actually be sacrificed at the same time of his birth, because that's exactly what happened with the Passover lambs. Okay, sorry about that. And okay, so sorry, I don't know if you can hear my phone going off in the back. All right, so okay, cool. So let's keep going here. So that's just interesting that his sacrifice of a year wound up with the lamb sacrifice of roughly a year. So they would basically mark the lambs when they came out so that they would know they're at least a year old when they're sacrificed, and that's what God commanded in the Bible. Okay, could the 3 days of darkness be from the 14th to the 16th, similar to what happened in Egypt before the Israelites escaped? I've talked about this in other videos as well. Go back and watch Thief in the Night and other videos, but could that be the 3 days of darkness we were waiting for? We were waiting for this back around Passover. Didn't happen. But could it be that it happens now? That would certainly go with a blood moon to have this 3 days of darkness, and it certainly goes with the entry of Christ coming in, being the only light that we see if we've got 3 days of darkness and him suddenly shining brighter than anything else in the sky. Jesus must return in time relative. Oh, yeah. So, this is, guys, this is a time of peace and safety. I know it doesn't seem that way because there's a war going on, but compared to what we just went through with the maniacal lockdowns and the snake venom, and now what they want to go through, I mean, they've just brought about the acceleration plan. I don't know if you guys have seen this, and actually I didn't have this prepared and open, but real quick, let me just quickly do acceleration agreement for 2030. Okay, so basically, roughly in the 22nd or something, the UN the UN is basically signing over to the World Economic Forum, and they're signing this acceleration agreement to accelerate the 2030 agenda. So 2030 is already only 7 years away, or not, well, 8 years away, but they want to accelerate it, and kind of goes along with the also Laudato Si, which is a 7-year plan, but they want to accelerate and basically sign the UN over to the World Economic Forum, led by number one supervillain Klaus Schwab and I won't name some of the other guys, but George Soros and other people like that were actually Nazis back in the day, and they worked for the Nazis, and now they're still being Nazis. So go check that out. That's really interesting. Anyway, moving on from there, if I can mention the word NAZI or not, but we'll find out hopefully. No big deal there. Anyway, just sharing the news. It's in the news. It's public knowledge. Anyway, but they're trying to accelerate that so they can kill you faster. They want to depopulate the world by about 95%. So that includes you and I. Isn't that nice? Okay, so that's all just part of the New World Order. So in other words, that's what's coming. So we're in the time of safety. So if it's going to come in a time of safety, this is the time of safety, guys. I don't think it's going to get any safer than now, because what they have planned is definitely not safe. The Great Flood happened on the 17th of the second month. Blood Moon is on the 15th to the 16th of the second month. Right. Actually, I think it was somebody made this comment and just pointed this back out, which is a great point. The flood, as we know, happened on Cheshvan 17, which is the second month of the calendar at the time of Noah, right? And we usually look at that in November. But we happen to be in the second month of the year, so there's kind of a mirror parallel here. A chiasmus. I don't know if you guys know what a chiasmus is, but they recently found a curse that was left by, supposedly by Joshua when they crossed the Jordan. There's a cursed tablet that they found recently. Look it up. It's very interesting, but it basically says, I curse you in the name of Jehovah, etc., Yahweh. And it basically has a mirror image, so that one side of the curse mirrors the other side. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Let's see, just third. Let's see, curse tablet. Chiasmus, I think it is. So chiasmus is like a certain type of. It's kind of a way of doing a poem, but it's this ancient curse tablet, right? And it says on it, let's see if this is the one. Ancient curse tablet. They just found this recently, okay? So basically, it says, if I can get to the point where I can read it, it says, cursed, cursed by the God of Yahweh. That's not the full inscription. Let me see if I can find it. They don't have the full thing here. Cursed by the God of Yahweh. It basically says, cursed by the God of Yahweh. By the God of Yahweh you are cursed. So in other words, it's a mirror where it centers around. It leads to one central point. The same thing is happening with the blood moon right now. The blood moon, as you may have seen in other videos, is like the pinnacle blood moon of blood moons. Right now. Let me see if I can show that to you here somehow. But basically, I guess I don't want to spend too much time on that because it just takes a lot of time to do it. But basically, this blood moon, on each side of this blood moon, there's a mirror of moons, and you've got the equal amount of blood moons and eclipses on each side, going for like 100 months in either direction from this blood moon that we're currently going to right now. So this May 15th blood moon is a central pinnacle blood moon, and all the other blood moon patterns and eclipses mirror each other on each side of this moon. So it's a chiasmus, just like that curse that Joshua did, where everything is balanced on either side. It mirrors each other. That's the same thing that's happening with this blood moon. So it's a very significant blood moon for that reason, because there's a mirror image going on. And I may be able to bring up a picture of that here, but I want to keep moving. I'll probably do it in the chat because I have more time for that, because we're already at 15 minutes, man. Time just flies. Okay, so let me get back over here. Okay, so stick around for the chat, and I'll dig into that stuff much deeper. Okay, so that kind of tantalize you to get involved in our chat. Here's just kind of a quick overview. Okay, so that's the chiasmus that's going on. So basically, we're looking at the blood moon on the 16th, and then boom, the 17th of the second month. That's the same day as the flood in a chiasmus way. Again, it's not Cheshvan. We're in what are we in the month? Not Aviv, but are we in Sivan right now? No, Adar. No, I'm forgetting what month we're in right now. But anyway, whatever Jewish month we're in right now, it's the 17th day of that month. It's the 17th day of our month as well, the month of May. But anyway, that's something to think about. And then Pentecost, as I mentioned before, is 1,260 days from Cheshvan 27, which is when Noah came out of the ark. And that's a good day for the two witnesses to appear. Okay, so May 14th is when Israel was born, May 14th, 1948. And so wouldn't it be appropriate if the saints are also born on that day, May 14th, 2022? Okay, something to think about there, kind of from birth to birth. Okay, birth of a nation and birth of God's saints into heaven. May 15th is International Day of Families, as God the Father and his family children are reunited. So May 15th is International Day of Families, and wouldn't it be appropriate if God and his family are reunited on that day as well? Maranatha, okay, the word Maranatha that you hear means the Lord come, come Lord come, right? Appears in 1 Corinthians 16:22. May 16 of 22 is when the blood moon takes place. So isn't that amazing that it happens to be 1 Corinthians 16, verse 22, and that the blood moon is happening on May 16 of 22. October 5th, 2017, okay, is when Trump said the calm before the storm. Remember that? Okay, May 15th of 2018 is when they did the Clade X simulation. Clade X basically simulated the whole nonsense that we went through in these past couple years of the venom and the home prison sentences. Okay, so that was already planned out. Okay, so the distance between those two dates, and it happens to be May 15th of all dates, and October 5th, which is also very interesting, is 222 days. Okay, now we all know 222. Maybe we don't all know, but 222 is also a symbolic number. We're also in 2022, which is there's 3 2s there. Well, as I mentioned before, May 15th of this year is the end of fig tree generation, at least according to the Gregorian calendar. We watch other videos for other dates, like my fig tree generation video. Go check that out. And that goes to October 5th, 2022 of this year, which is Yom Kippur. So you see there's a chiasmus there going again. From October 5th to May 15th, we had the 222 days, calm before the storm, and then we got the practice for the storm, so to speak. And then we had what's going on now, the blood moon, going to Yom Kippur, as we talked about before. That's 144 days, okay, which relates to the 12 times 12 of Daniel. Okay, let's keep going. June 5th through 10th, 1967, the Six-Day War. Okay, Israel recaptures Jerusalem and the Temple Mount, and which is, again, sort of a chiasmus or a parallel, I would say, a type and shadow of Pentecost, when the two witnesses may recapture the Temple Mount. Okay, because everybody's fighting over the Temple Mount right now. They got to rebuild this temple. They can't wait to rebuild the temple. So many things are lined up. They want to rebuild the temple. They want to, unleash the mark of the beast in a more proactive way. They're killing the economy. They're doing everything right now. It's all poised for Antichrist. It's all poised for it to start, right? And they're just waiting for Jesus to get us off this planet so they can get their groove on of doing evil in the world. And so June 5th, right, just happens to be the same date that Sukkot falls this year. Not Sukkot, sorry, Shavuot, which is Pentecost, falls this year. Just happens to be when they had the 6-day war, when Israel recaptured the Temple Mount at that time. And so that's Pentecost this year, when the two witnesses may recapture the Temple Mount as well. And now finally, if this doesn't blow your mind enough, June 6, 2022, you add it up. June is 6, right? The 6th of June is 6, and then you add up 2 plus 2 plus 2, and you get 6. 6, 6, 6. Would that not be the perfect date when the two witnesses appear, and all this has happened, and we've been ripped off the earth, and the two witnesses appear, and wouldn't it be the appropriate time for the Antichrist to be revealed? Because it just happens to be, and many people look at Obama as being that person, just happens to be June 6th of 2022, 666, just happens to be 22,222 days from Obama's birthday. Can you believe that? Or what? And I'll look at the calendar with you on that in the next chat section. But I just want to get that out to you. We're at about 20 minutes, so I want to go ahead and end this one. I'm going to come right back and do a time of chat, and I'll read your comments and everything else, okay? Thanks, guys. I'll be right back in just a few. Hope you'll join me there, and we can really hash. Well, all right. We are back. And I just want to go over some of the comments that were left here. Because I always want to go over your comments. I just wanted to cut that video off at 20 minutes because people don't watch it. If it goes past 10 or 20 minutes, people just aren't going to watch it. So I just want to make sure that, that we got it going on here. And let me just make sure that this is done. Let me shimmy on over here because something looks weird on my screen. So hopefully I've got some new people looking at this video, and hopefully it's not still recording the other video. So I just got to go over and double check that real quick here. And then I'm going to read some of your comments, and we're going to have a good old time hanging out for all those who want to hang out. So let me just take a look here real quick. Whoops.